So here's how we're going to lay out the course. On Monday morning in session 0, we'll talk about the overall course for 45 minutes. We're really going to talk about how to audit in 45 minutes. And then we're going to spend the rest of the week discussing that again in greater detail. In session 1 on Monday morning, we're going to talk about understanding the client, the factors that we need to consider in understanding the client, the environment and everything around that client. And think about 2020, this year. Think about the factors around a business this year, which are unique to any other year we've ever had. Think about, as an auditor, how much planning and anticipating you're going to have to do for this year's audit. Then in session 2 on Monday afternoon, we're going to talk about planning the audit, the processes, the financial statements, deciding what is important, what matters, what can go wrong, what are the likely risks of misstatement, and we're going to discuss those so we can develop an audit strategy. Then in session 3 on Tuesday morning, we're going to talk about controls. We're really going to talk about the controls that matter most to us, the ones that we select to test and rely on during the audit. We'll categorize those controls, as we've talked about, into process level, management level, and financial reporting controls. But the primary objective is to decide which controls we want to rely on that will enable the client to produce a good set of financial statements. Session 4 on Tuesday afternoon, we're going to be talking about selecting and testing those controls. Session 5 on Wednesday morning, we'll talk about substantive testing. We'll talk about different types of analytic testing and detailed testing. And by Wednesday at lunchtime, we'll have finished all of our discussion, all of our study on testing. Then on Wednesday afternoon in session 6, we'll talk about reporting, the auditor's report and the different types of reports that we can issue, recent changes that the profession has made to reports. On Wednesday afternoon, we'll also prepare for our Cheesecake Factory audit exercise, which we'll do on Thursday throughout the day. Now, during that visit, we're going to have some conversation back and forth with the Cheesecake Factory audit team. We'll conduct our own audit of certain areas of the Cheesecake Factory. We're going to do a simulated audits of certain aspects of sales and intangible assets. We'll perform analytic procedures on the sales and conclude as to the reasonableness of those sales based on current year factors, industry factors, company factors, and so on. In addition, we'll evaluate intangible assets in light of current performance and what we expect for the future. Now, if you think about it, 2020 is a very tough year, and this is going to be a challenging exercise. On Friday morning, we'll come back, we'll do a debrief of the visit, and we'll have a review for the final exam. The final exam is going to be about the fundamentals that we're talking about in this class. I'm going to give you some scenarios within Cheesecake Factory and Mattel and ask you to develop audit approaches around those scenarios. Now, with regard to the course, there's a textbook. It's online for rent. I hope that everyone has that, and I really want each one of you to do all of the reading. I've selected the reading that I think will be of most help to you, and I think it will really help you a lot in this course if you will do all of it. It's going to go into greater depth in a number of areas than I'll go into. It will help you on the final, and it will help you as you move forward in auditing. There are going to be 2 quizzes, one on Monday at the end of the day, one on Tuesday at the end of the day. We'll grade those during the evening and go over them with you the following mornings. There will be 3 homework assignments. They're due on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. It's important that you do all of the advanced prep for each session, including watching these videos. This is a short course. If you do your advanced prep and you engage and you interact during these sessions, I think you're going to have a great feel for auditing, and I think you're going to enjoy the course. On Monday morning, we're going to focus on Mattel. We're going to focus on the documents that I posted on Blackboard for you, the Mattel balance sheet and income statement, and the business section, all out of the 10K. I want you at any point to ask me questions. If we're not in session, send me an email. We can talk at any point in time. I want to stay close to you. Interact with the TAs. Talk to the TAs about what you're learning. The TAs are great, and I think they're going to give you some great help in this course. So I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Thanks.